Thank you for joining the Reverend Dr. Sean Michael Greener, radio host, national pastor, author, and speaker for Sundays with Dr. Sean. Hold on tight. Here comes the truth.
All right, here we go. Live for the first time in a long time. Check, 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 check. I don't know what's going on. Well, we'll have to see. Spreaker folks, I'm sorry for the delay. Facebook has apparently blocked me. Here we go. All right, Facebook, you're working now, I think. If you all tap in, can you please let me know? Just, give me some comments or some kind of thing to let me know. That'd be great. I would appreciate it. It's the first time I've done this in a long time, so I don't recall exactly how to do it. So if y'all could let me know, that would be super. I don't have that much, but it's what I do have is worth it, I believe. I can't really tell if anybody's tapped in or not, but let's just see here. I'll give some folks a chance to kick in. Let me know you're there. Ain't no point in me doing it for nobody. Hello there, Linda. Sound is good. Thank you, Bonnie. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't done this in quite some time. All right, let's see here. I'll have to look on one computer for comments and another computer for Spreaker. Sorry, Spreaker people. Spreakers. All right. Well, I don't know how many we have listening. Doesn't say. But, oh well, jingle bells. Hello from Tucson. Hello, Miss Cahalan. How are y'all? I hope that all is well. Minnesota is a rough place right now. Cold. Hopefully that's cutting back on the violence. That's for sure. All right, let's see here. We are trying to get this to work here. I'm not a technology guy, as you know. I know how to use my camera. That's what I know how to use. So, anywho, all right, let's see if we can get an update here. Good morning, EG. All right, let's see. All right, we've got a few plugged in here. I just want to make sure it's working properly. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started. So, if you are listening to this and you find it of any value, please share it. Share it with people that you know and you care about. I think it's going to be useful information. It's going to come at you quickly. I don't. I talk too long, and I write too long of things, and I do too long of videos. That is a thing that I have to work on. But I just really appreciate you tapping in. So I'm going to try to go really fast because that's people stop listening after a bit. Okay. Let's start with some topics. New glasses, by the way, for those of you who haven't seen them. I love them. Unity. The left whines for unity. And how should you respond to this election? Look, I'm a person who I like to call it how I see it. And this is how I see it. Number one, the election's not over. Let's go backwards. The election is not over. This election is not by any stretch over. I don't know why I have a poor wireless connection. I have 1 gig. I think Facebook is messing with me. I tell you what. There we go. They say I'm back. I have super fast internet. I have to think that there's something to do with Facebook because it's always the Facebook side. Anyway, unity, the left whines for unity. Now they're all screaming for it. The press is screaming for it. Even the Fox News is screaming for it. Going to talk about Fox News. Hang in with me. The crazy thing about this is if you go backwards, okay, we go from now backwards, we see a couple of things. What are the things we see? Well, the first thing that we see is they're screaming for unity. They're screaming for President Trump to just go ahead and concede, do his concession speech, congratulate Biden, all of this stuff. Well, here's the problem with that. The election isn't over. It's not over by President Trump's standards, it's not over by our standards, and it's not over by legal and constitutional standards. Those are the two standards that really matter, legal and constitutional. The Constitution is not a document up for debate or discussion. It is the law of the land. So everybody was wondering why President Trump was pushing so hard to get Amy Coney Barrett in as a justice in the Supreme Court. Anybody questioning that now? Right? Because he knew this was coming on. I tried to warn everybody. By the way, thank you for the lovely card. Karen sent me a beautiful, beautiful card. Thank you so much for Veterans Day. It was so sweet. Wendy and Bobby brought me over beautiful pastries and gave me big hugs for Veterans Day. Also, thank you. I now have a bird book from Miss Danielle down at Sea Hag in Florida, Sea Hag Marina in Florida. But this, look at how beautiful that is. Huh? That's gorgeous. So, also, thank you to everybody all over the country, Ohio. Ohio has a very special place in my heart. Everywhere, Tennessee, Florida, Arizona, Maine, all over the country. I could name every state and several countries. And thank you for listening. Thank you for doing what you do. I don't take it lightly, the time that you take. And by the way, I'm praying for my friend Jerry Summers. I love you. You're my brother. And I'm just praying for you for relief from pain and wellness. What a man. Lucky. I was saying the other day, I'm so lucky to have the life that I have. I just am so fortunate. I'm not rich by any stretch. I guess to some I might be. To a person who's homeless, I would be rich. But I'm so wealthy in so many other ways. Has nothing to do with this, except for this is what we're fighting for, right? Our way of life. Now, the left has said that President Trump, they set all this up so that then after the fix was in, which if you're still doubting that there's a fix, if you're still doubting that there's massive, widespread, totally history-changing cheating going on, if you're still doubting that, I can't help you. I just can't help you. If you're that dumb and that naive, I can't help you. Might as well save your time. Don't listen to the rest of this. It's going to be information you're not going to get either. It's not going to be any easier to understand. So just go ahead and click that off and go look at kitties and puppies. I love kitties and puppies, or, I don't know, do little tests on Facebook if you want. No offense, but I don't have time to waste with somebody by now that hasn't figured out that the fix has been in all the time. Now, it's not the fix isn't in by a hardcore Trump guy. Look, I'm a hardcore Trump guy now. He's my favorite president of all time. You understand that, right? He's my favorite president of all time. And he has done more for the American people of all stripes, right? They call them the LGBT. Oh my gosh. I had somebody post and I promptly deleted them on my Facebook. They're a LGBT couple. Oh, I'm so relieved now. I can finally come out. Stop with all that, you bunch of whiners. The LGBT people that are whining, the straight people that are whining, the non-binary. Stop all that stupid stuff. Finally, I can come out. I've been hiding all this time. Shut up. Shut up. You're making stuff up. Well, you don't know how I live. Black people that didn't vote for Trump. Now I can finally come out. I'm free. I'm safe. Biden gonna make a safer country. Really? Because he's the guy that wanted to lock you up. He wanted to lock all y'all up. He called you savages, predators, all these different things. President Trump, never been a safer time under him. Somebody just sent me a message and I just saw it pop up. Thank you for sending it. Am I going to talk about COVID briefly? So COVID has a lot to do, how they responded to COVID. Now, the origins of COVID we know are from China. We know China wants President Trump out. Why? Because President Trump makes China accountable. President Trump exposes China. Why does the left want President Trump out? Because he exposes them. He shuts down their money stream. Leftists, if you believe that the people in charge of your movement are for you, you're a fool. Might as well hit the stop button or whatever button on your computer you hit. Just move on, because you're not going to get this. You're too dumb. You're not going to get it. I can't help you. I can't help everybody. Anyhow, how should you respond to this election? Listen, going all the way back, President Trump said, you'll remember this. President Trump said, listen, here's the deal. We got a situation here. The left tried for 3.5 years to get me out of office. They started before I even became president. They were so terrified of me. And people said, oh, such hyperbole. Really? Because they really did start. We're going to impeach him before he even gets in. We're going to impeach him. I encourage you, look, Netflix cuties and all this stupid stuff. I'm not for any of that stuff. But there's a show on Netflix that talks about President Trump, Devin Nunes. It goes through things and shows you things that you don't know that'll never make it to the press, even Fox News. I'm going to talk about Fox in a minute. Hang in there. Exposing how all this happened, all this impeachment. So if in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, maybe he did. Maybe Michael Flynn, General Flynn, maybe he did something wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. This is all a scam. You say, well, then how would this go on? Because the left controls it. The left controls it. Left controls media. Listen, Schiff knew that he was lying when he started lying. He knows he's lying now, and he will know he's lying tomorrow. Why do I say tomorrow? Because the guy can't do anything but lie. He can't do anything but lie. The man is a liar. So all y'all and all your special interest groups, I can finally go outside. President Trump has been extraordinary for this country. Everybody in this country. There ain't nobody in this country hadn't benefited. Now, the people that are out fighting and blowing stuff up and doing all this stupid stuff, listen, I can't help you. I can't help you. I can't help you. I can stop you, but I can't help you. Guess what? I don't have any interest in helping you. You have an intent to hurt me and my country and my president, our way of life, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to hurt you. You come to hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. If you're hurting my way of life, you're hurting me. If you hurt my way of life, you're hurting my family. If you hurt my way of life, you're hurting my country. You're an enemy of the state. Leftist, Adam Schiff, he should go to jail. Shifty Schiff. The president makes jokes. He does a lot of things people don't like. You know what? He tells it like it is. He's a warrior. He knew he was going into battle. His family knew they were going into battle. They did it anyway. Not so they can enrich themselves. They've lost hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially billions. You keep hearing all this bad stuff about Donald Trump. You never heard that before he became president when he ran for Republican. But you watched the tapes of when he thought about running as a Democrat, and they adored him. They adored him. Wonder why? Because he was on to them. He's on to them now. I'm going to tell you how you should respond to the election. You do it if you want to. It's strong. It's strong. It's not for the faint of heart. And I get it. You're tired. You're tired right now. You're like, oh, I have friends that I dearly love. They're like, I just wish this was over. I'm willing to just let Biden be president if this can just be over. Stop it. Go get you a caffeine drink. Get you a good stiff triple espresso. Get you a quadruple. Whatever you got to do. Whatever drink you got to drink. Whatever food you got to eat. Smack your face a few times. Wash your face with some cold water. We're in the battle of our country. That's not hyperbole, folks. It's not hyperbole. We are in the battle for our very existence. And the only thing that is standing behind or standing in front of our sure destruction is President Donald J. Trump and his army of people who have understood and have accepted the truth. Time for you to do it. This is not easy. There's no aspect of this that is easy. Unity, the left whines for unity. You know what? You know who else does that? You guys know I'm an international expert on Islam. I do consulting and all that stuff. and terrorism, counterterrorism. But Islam as an ideology. It's not a religion. It's a religious, political, and military ideology. Anyhow, that's what Islam does. The left learned from Islam. They learned scream, cry, beg when you're getting beaten, when you're out of ammo, when you're hurt. I want a truce. I want a truce. Let's have some unity. Let's find a way to talk while they reload, while they re-strategize, while they rearm themselves, while they heal. Then they go back into battle. The left is not a benign force in this country. The left used to be check and balance, check and balance. Well, I got some different ideas, some things. They've done some things I can get behind or not be too mad about. But for the most part now, over the past, I'd say 15 years, the left is evil. Accept it. You can either accept it, America, or you can just live in denial. But guess what? Living in denial only goes so long because they're coming for you. You don't think they're coming for your guns? You don't think? You still are believing somebody like Kamala Harris, somebody like Joe Biden. You still don't understand. They are absolutely coming for you. Well, no, we're not. No, we're not. We just want responsible gun laws. We want common sense gun reform. That's their euphemism for we want your ever-loving guns. We want the guns, the government, the left, and we don't want you to have the guns. It makes it easier to do what we want to do in socialism and communism. And if you don't think that that's what they're about, that's what they're about. Stop living in la-la land. Now, you might say, I'm just so weary. I'm so tired. Tell that to the battle-worn warriors in Afghanistan and Iraq and Pakistan and all over the world. Tell it to war fighters that are humping 75-pound packs in terrible weather and, they're eating out of bags and pooping into holes that they dig. Stop with all that I'm weary. You either are a patriot or you're a puke. Stop being a puke. Shake it off. Listen, you may have had some hard times this past few years. I get it. I know a lot of you have been through tragedy and sorrow and grief, and you say, I can't handle anymore. Listen, if you're going to handle anything else in your life, it better be this. Not hyperbole, not smoke up your butt. Real life. Remember what the left did to Brett Kavanaugh. They knew it was a lie. Remember what they've done to President Biden, General Flynn, all the other people, the whole litany of names. Remember what they did to them. They weren't mistaken. They knew. They knew it. And they did it anyway. They don't care. If you kill yourself from stress, they don't care. If you throw yourself off a building, it's just too much. They don't care if you go bankrupt. Look at what they did to Brett Kavanaugh. Look at what they did to Amy Coney Barrett. What they did to Amy Coney Barrett, she kind of had them by the short hairs because she's a female. She's a mom. She's adopted children. They happen to be black. They happen to be from Haiti. Kind of boxed into a corner. And not for nothing, she's smarter than all of Congress. Stop living under the delusion that somehow or another, you as a tired, weary patriot can press, I'm just tired. I'm pressing the I'm just tired button. I'm done. I'm done. I don't have any more to give. Swish some good clean water in your mouth. Smack your face a little bit and wake the heck up. This is real, folks. This is real. So if you're still under the subconscious delusion that somehow or another, maybe Biden did win. Maybe Biden did win. No, he didn't. You know he didn't. You know in your heart when you turn on the television, or maybe you went to some of the rallies, and you saw him filling places. People waiting in horrible weather, hot or cold, snowy, rain, beating sun, for 18 hours, 50,000 people, 30,000 people, 40,000 people, and 20,000 people outside everywhere he went. Never in history. Never in history. This is the wealthiest man to ever occupy the White House and the most blue-collar man. to ever occupy the White House. Donald J. Trump. He's my favorite president of all time. I will absolutely support him until I die. Don't give me that crap about he's so crude, he's so crass. The left is the most crude, crass bunch you've ever seen in your life. Stop with all the whining. You don't like how a warfighter does what he does? You don't like what a sheepdog does what he does? How do you like your freedom? That's how it has to happen, folks. Unity? They want unity? No. Replace unity. Every time I say unity, replace unity with they want you to stop fighting them. Not for the good of the country. Not for national security. Now they're floating all that crap. Come on, they're full of crap and you know it. Stop believing BS. Stop it. Stop it. They are as bad as I said and worse. And if you don't recognize that now, you are lost. You are lost. Social media. Parler. MeWe. I'm on Parler at SM Greener. I'm on MeWe somehow or another. I don't know how. You just go to that and you type in Dr. Sean Michael Greener and I think I pop up. I'm on YouTube under The Good Doctor. 3 words. Click on subscribe for Pete's sake. I have thousands and thousands of people watch what I do, listen to what I do, send me notes. I get 300 private messages just on Facebook alone every day. Yet I can't get over 1,000 people to click on subscribe, like, and a little bell at the top for all notifications on YouTube. I can't figure out why. I don't understand why. There's some great content there. There's almost all the content, both audio or video there, and it's freaking free. It's free. I suck at monetizing what I do. Everything I do ends up being free. And it screws my family, and I don't like feeling like it's an utter flippin' waste of time, but it feels like it is, because so many of you out there are sitting there going, well, we tried. No, you didn't. That's not battle. Going to a rally is not battle. Listen, I have friends, Lynn and AS, Audra. You guys are battlers. Bob and Millie, battlers. You are warriors. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You know that. You guys are flipping unbelievable. You're freaking warriors of the highest order. And you're to be commended. But it ain't time for patting on the back. Not that you've ever asked for acknowledgement or patting on the back or anything. And many of you, I'm not forgetting you. I got to move on. But you are warriors. So don't let your feelings be hurt by that. But the ones of you who've just thrown up your hands, I just can't take it anymore. The TV is just so. Then turn on Newsmax. Turn on OAN. You say, well, that's not very good. They show the same thing a lot. Guess what? I went to Newsmax and it wouldn't open. I tried to stream Newsmax and I went to Parler and I couldn't figure out how to get to work. And I went to MeWe and I couldn't figure. You want to complain all day long? Incessant whining over Facebook censoring you? Yet you have this window of opportunity to screw Facebook over. 700,000 people a day on average are jumping from Facebook and Twitter to Parler and MeWe. What is Parler? Parler is actually Parlay. But Parler is a group of like-minded conservatives, one of them Dan Bongino, great guy. And, you say, well, he's making a mint off of this. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Who do you want to get the money? Who do you want to get the money? Zuckerberg? You'd rather him get the money? Look at what he's done to you. Well, it's inconvenient. Parler and it won't open. And it's trying to ask me for money. And Facebook never asked me for money. Facebook never asked you for money, but they took all your private information and they sell it and they make trillions of dollars. And they lie and they help steal elections and they ruin lives. If you want an alternative, suck it up. Facebook didn't work great in the beginning and sometimes it doesn't work great now. Support the people of MeWe. Support the people of Parler and the others that are coming out. Maybe there's other good ones. I don't know. I don't have $1 invested in either one of them. I don't get anything from them. I'm on them, and I'm trying to learn them just like you. But sitting there whining and, well, I'm going to stay on Facebook. And listen, if you're addicted to likes, which most of you are, If you're addicted to the 5,000 friends or the how many ever friends, and you say, well, I'm not leaving Facebook because I don't even know if people are hearing what I'm saying over there. Give it a chance. Let it grow. Keep your Facebook open, but post on MeWe, post on Parler, pay attention to it, grow it, do those things. It's not going to be overnight. You're not getting 5,000 people on MeWe overnight. You're not getting 5,000 echoes a day overnight on Parler. Parler is more like Twitter, except it's 960 characters. MeWe is more like Facebook. Does it have all the functionality yet? No. Guess what they need to do that? Money. Now, let me address something really quick. Somebody posted this thing, and it got sent to me, and I got tagged in it, saying MeWe. They looked it up on Google, and MeWe means a bird in a cage that's about to be defeathered and used for meat. BS. MeWe. We. It's a combination of me, what I'm into, and we, what y'all are into. Somehow or another, we find a way to kind of connect in the middle. It's not about that. They make up some stupid thing and they put it on there. I see posts from people talking about, it's actually the CIA. It's the CIA, and it's a leftist CIA thing. They're going to take all your, they're like pretending to be conservative, but actually they're, stop it. It doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. You got to stop it with all that whining. Not for nothing, how about researching a couple posts? Maybe do a quick search before you post something. I get 300 Facebook messages a day. Some of you are like, why don't you ever respond to my Facebook message? Because I have 300 of them. My buddy Dave Perkins, he says, don't send me videos. I never say don't send me videos, but just check it first. Have I ever forwarded something that's wrong? That's fake news? Yeah, I have. I checked, looked pretty good. I'll send it. Because I'm busy trying to do all this, and I'm like, I don't know. I got other stuff going on too. It's no excuse. I should do my due diligence. I'm going to be better about that in 2021. Social media. Social media is a tool of the left, but it's a tool that if we grab it back, I always say the internet is a tool of evil unless we, through God, redeem social media and the internet. We redeem it for the purposes of God. We spread the word of God all over the world in an instant. The fact that pornography and all these other stupid stuff have any bandwidth at all is because we're not filling the bandwidth with things that are good, with things that are of God. Because we're afraid of offending someone. I'm not. Social media can be a tremendous tool, but you're going to have to toughen up Buttercup. Stop whining about it. Help Parler, help MeWe, help Newsmax, help OAN, whatever you have to do. Help them to grow well. It is a very difficult thing. They're facing lawsuits. They're facing all kinds of things. Stand flippin' strong. Straighten your back up. Toughen up. Guns. They're selling at historic rates, but why? I want to say this. Nothing I do is sponsored. When I mention this, when I mention secondcalldefense.com, I want you to understand they send me a check as if you join up, that's great. And it's a paltry, minuscule sum. I don't make a secret of that. If you go to secondcalldefense.com and you give them the number 20630, you get a month free. They send you a check back for your first month. I'm telling you right now, I won't be without it. And I'm telling you this not because it makes me any money, because what is the check? $30 in a quarter? In a quarter. 1 quarter of the year, $30. Sometimes it's $9. It's next to nothing. It's pennies. And I don't get it forever. I will never be without Second Call Defense. Never. Because look at what Kyle Rittenhouse is going through. Look at what those couple, those people are lawyers. I talk about it in my YouTube video. If you go over to The Good Doctor on YouTube, you can subscribe, hit the bell, like, share, all that stuff. You'll see I talk about that in my latest video in front of that beautiful fireplace. I talk about it. Those people are highly regarded lawyers. And they're spending millions to stay out of jail for defending their own home. If they had second call defense, they wouldn't have to do that. Only a fool, if a lawyer represents themselves, they are a fool. And they know it, and it's costing them dearly. It's cheap, but it's priceless. Anyway, guns are selling at historic rates. Now, I want you to understand why. I got to hurry up. I'm sorry, I'll have to talk faster. Guns are selling at historic rates because, don't miss this. We are at war. You say, well, the shooting hasn't started yet. Really? You don't see Antifa going around killing people? You don't see them setting fire to police stations and concreting the doors so that they can't get out? Chaining the doors that police officers can't get out? That's attempted murder. You don't see that they blocked the street? They set a house on fire with 3 small children in it, and then they blocked the street so the firemen couldn't get there, and the 3 children died. Mainstream media won't share that with you. They're burning down entire cities. You say, well, I don't know. I think that may be hyperbole. Really? Wake up. Wake up. If you weren't awake before, wake up now. You may not be a person who is suitable for a firearm. You might not be. There's nothing wrong with you if that's the case. You might be too flighty, too nervous, too anxious. You may have too much anxiety, and that just might be how it is. So you can serve another purpose in the kingdom, another purpose in the fight, and another purpose for the war. The war effort needs cooks. The war effort needs organization. The war effort needs communication experts. The war effort needs people of sound mind who maybe they can't handle the thought of taking a life. So they take another role, and they roll into that role full on. If you're not that person, don't feel bad about that. Stop whining about it. Stop demeaning other people because they want to arm themselves. Get trained. Get trained. A firearm is a real deal. SecondCallDefense.com, once you become a member, they give you free training. Some of the best training in the world. Free training. Not only do they represent you in a case where either you've shot someone or it involves your gun in some way, they represent you, but they also advise you. That's training. Folks, I got to tell you, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you would listen to anti-gun, anti-Constitution, anti-Second Amendment people that tell you that we have a gun problem in the United States of America. I'll tell you something. We don't have a gun problem. We have a demonic influence problem. And the left is it. You say, why don't we shut down Soros? Nobody ever marches on Soros' house. The left will go into a cafe and scream at people in their face, take their food, throw water on their face. And the polite people just sit there and go, I don't know what to do. If they thought they might get shot, if they thought there were 1,000 of you on a block that said, we're not tolerating this mess anymore. You say, well, I'm a law-abiding citizen. You're supposed to be a Christian. I am a Christian. I'm a pastor. I'm the ninja pastor. Didn't get that name by accident. Toughen up, Buttercup. Guns are hard to get right now. Ammo's hard to get right now. I'll wait till it's over. There won't be any. You think if Harris, Biden get in, you think they're going to be easy on the gun manufacturers? Do you think they're going to be easy on the ammunition manufacturers? Do you think so? Smarten up, Buttercup. Toughen up, Buttercup. Wise up. Wise up. Guns are selling at historic rates. Ammo is selling at historic rates because we are at war. And the sooner you figure that out, the better. Over the last 3.5, 4 years, we have been watching a coup d'etat. The people behind it should not only go to jail, they should be tried for treason, sedition, and they should be hung. That's what you do to traitors. You say, woo, them are harsh words. Those people are tougher than you. If that pushes you back to hear treason and sedition at the highest levels of the United States government, you'll never hear truth. You'll never understand when truth is in front of you. And I can't help you. Violence. My YouTube channel, The Good Doctor, 3 words, or just search for Sean Greener, whatever. I don't care what you do. It's YouTube. You'll find me. I'm not hard to find. My latest video, if you need to listen to the first or the video right before that, you'll see the videos that are in front of this beautiful, humongous fireplace in this beautiful, beautiful home that my dear friends allowed me to do. And I have a world famous photographer and videographer. I can't say his name. He's an ambassador of light for Canon. He is one of the best in the world. In the world. And you'll see when you watch these videos, these are no BS. Now, in the videos, they're a little bit longer. They're about 34 to 36 minutes long. They are that because what I'm talking about in the one video is how to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And then I move into some practical things. The last video is, okay, you've prepared yourself. I'm assuming you've watched that video. You've prepared yourself. Now what? Watch them. If you join up secondcalldefense.com, 20630, you get a free month. Watch the training. It's frigging phenomenal. Don't be a sucker. Come on with that. Violence is real and it's coming for you. You say, well, my neighborhood will stick together. We do potlucks. We do street parties. Look around your neighborhood. You say, well, I'll just stay out of the big cities. What if you have to go to a city? I go into a city to go to the VA. I have to go. I have to go. Has to be done. What if you need medical treatment? They were stopping ambulances with people dying inside. The left doesn't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about right or wrong. You can try to talk to them. Stop with trying to talk to these people. We are at war with them. We're not talking to our enemy. We're destroying our enemy. I'm going to be brief on this. It's going to be super fast. Vaccine. I'm not a vaccine guy. As you know, I'm terminally ill. Vaccine, if it doesn't react well with my body, could very well kill me. Do I trust President Trump's team? Absolutely. Do I trust Fauci? No. You say, well, you just said you trusted Trump's team. If you still think that Fauci is on Trump's team, you got another thing coming. He has never been on Trump's team. You say, well, why didn't Trump know that? Fauci was ensconced. He was deep, deep, deep in all that. Anyway, you do what you want about the vaccine. I'm not encouraging you to take it or not take it. For me, I'm not going to take it. You say, well, what if they lock us down and say, if you can't produce a thing that says you've got the vaccine, you can't go out. That's the time to hit the streets with those firearms I'm encouraging you to get trained on. You're going to let somebody tell you you have to stay in your house? No. No. But if you are a vaccine person, which I don't denigrate you at all, if you are, like vaccines in many cases have been helpful, but in many cases have been very detrimental. I trust President Trump. I trust to some degree, the pharmaceutical company, they spent the most money on negative ads about President Trump, and yet he's made them literally trillions of dollars. You do what you feel right about. You feel right about taking them, take them. Don't apologize for it. You're nothing to be ashamed of. Fox News. They've fallen from fair and balanced. You've got to accept the facts that Fox News has never been a conservative information and media outlet. They've never been. I have a friend of mine who is as hard left. She's over at CNN now. She's as hard left as they come. She was at CNN for years. They didn't promote her to where she wanted to be and give her own show, so she went to CNN. And now she's a nut job. Newsflash. She's always been a nut job. She's always been a leftist. Fox News has made extraordinary amounts of money. Just astounding amount of wealth that's been created. They've been number one since they've been in existence, just about. Tucker Carlson has the number one show on television. Not the number one talk show, but the number one show. It's the most watched show on television. You say, why doesn't Tucker leave? Why doesn't Sean Hannity leave? Why doesn't Laura Ingraham leave? Why doesn't Judge Jeanine Pirro leave? Why don't the truly conservative ones, the truthful ones there, leave? Can you just walk off your job because you don't like what the boss does? Can you? Well, it's ethical. It's just ethics. We're talking about ethics here. You're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars these people make. They've got lifestyles. They've got bills to pay based on that income. They need a place to go. So if you support Newsmax, and if you are strong and tough, and you put up with some of the glitches that they have, and Parler and MeWe and all these things, and money flows back into conservatives, and conservatives can build platforms that are phenomenal and unshakable, then they'll be better. But until then, these people need to pay their bills. So stop making fun of them. That's cheap. It's a cheap shot. I'm done with Fox News. I'm so done with Martha. I'm so done with Bret Baier. There's good people there. Like on your job site, there's good people and there's bad people. Every job you have, there's good people and there's bad people. Is Fox intentionally turning left? Yes. We need to make them inconsequential. President Trump called it what it was. He saw it coming. You saw what they did on election night. The election desk, decision desk. Come on. We've all seen this coming, but we didn't prepare. We are calling on fire insurance when we see the first flame. And that's too late. Support Newsmax. Support OAN. As media outlets, support them. Be patient, be positive, be encouraging. President Trump has a MAGA rally on Saturday in D.C. My doctor, who I love dearly, has said, you can't be driving like that. You can't be driving, can't be riding in a car. I don't know when he'll lift that, but the hope is that I'll heal enough to where I can do things like that, but I just can't do it. I'd like to go to Atlanta. I'd like to go back to Atlanta to shoot another video with my buddy and see my dear friends. I call them family, really. I adore these people. They're the most precious people. My daughter's there. I'd like to see her. But I can't do it. Can't do it. All that said to say this, if I could, I'd be there. My buddy is going there. I've got a couple buddies that are going, a couple other friends that are going. We need to show this president that we support him. We need to show him that we're not fair weather friends. We're not idolizing him as a king. We're looking at him and we're saying, you know what? This guy saw it. We were still a little hazy, but this guy saw it. And he got in the fight. He got in the fight. And he brought his family with him. He had a conversation with his family, and he said, what about me running for president? And they said, what kind of president are you going to be? He said, I'm going to be a truthful one. I'm going to fight for the people. I'm going to fight the cesspool and the swamp that is Washington, D.C. Dad, that's going to make you a lot of enemies. You're going to lose a lot of friends. If I lose them, they were never my friends. The country needs me and needs us. Dad, it's going to cost you billions of dollars. And it could cost you your life. I know, he said. I know. And he did it anyway. I admire the man. I said at the outset, he's my favorite president of all time. He has done things no one else could ever even come close to do. I'm looking here and I'm seeing B and Esther. We are where we are for a reason. He was chosen for such a time as this. You're absolutely right. What about the FBI? What about the CIA? What about the other agencies? Former President Barack Obama and former Vice President. By the way, there's no office of president-elect. That's all optics. That's all designed to put pressure on you, to put pressure on the president to go, maybe you should step down. Don't do it. But former President Obama and former Vice President Biden, they set people in place in these high places, and they turned the FBI and they turned the CIA into evil, swamp, leftist organizations. Many of the judges, they filled judgeships all across the country. They put people in career jobs in the government, and they're working for them. That is a coup. That is sedition. And it needs to be rooted out, and it needs to be punished. But it's difficult to do. The reason why they want him out of there so bad is because he was on to them. He exposed them. Law enforcement all across our country is under siege. They're under siege. You're your own police officer now. You're your own first responder. Learn a little bit about first aid. Learn a little bit about handling yourself in a dangerous situation. Learn about avoiding them. I've taken the time, the money, my buddy, this world-class photographer, videographer, these people who own this gorgeous home, they've taken the time and the money to do it all for free. The least you can do is press on subscribe, press on like, press the little bell, and share on YouTube. And we'll do more. That alone is not enough. What I'm doing is not enough. I'm doing what I can, but that's not enough. This 1 million person march, you're also supporting the president. You're supporting those who have stood up in his defense. You're supporting all of the other civilians who have said, I'm going to fight. I'm going out in rain, snow, sleet, hail, 110 degrees. You're supporting them. You're supporting the people that fight for life. You're supporting the people in Arlington and other national cemeteries all across this country who fought for our freedom. Up to you. It's up to you. But it's time. The MAGA march, President Trump came to us all over this country. You say, well, he's an egomaniac. He likes that. No. He knew that the regular press wasn't going to. You say, well, why is he on Twitter? Someone take away his Twitter. How does he communicate with hundreds of millions of people at one time? Twitter. He's now on Parler. Follow him. Support him. Send him encouraging messages. He looks at his own social media. Doesn't do focus groups. Doesn't do any of those things. He looks at his own. He hears you. I've had the opportunity to tell him, I'm proud of you, sir. I'm honored. You exceeded my expectations, and I'm behind you. We always say we love this country. But what are you willing to do? What are you willing to suffer? What are you willing to lose? Because if we don't answer that question clearly, concisely, we don't decide, resolve, and stand, it won't matter anymore. Thanks for joining me. Share it, subscribe, like, do all that stuff.
Thank you for joining Dr. Sean today. Please follow Dr. Sean at www.drseangreener.com and on social media at facebook.com/smgreener, Twitter at The Ninja Pastor, and on Instagram at The Ninja Pastor. If you would like to support Dr. Sean's ministry and send Bibles around the world, don't forget to hit the donate page on drseangreener.com or go to paypal.me/Dr. Sean Greener to invest in spreading the Word of God to the world. And please download our free apps to listen to our Spreaker radio show. Thank you again for listening, and don't forget to share.